Welcome, my friends, to Messy Land of this is the another episode of Journal Entry, and on the Journal of the Scots channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for supporting me. I think we've had one more supporter in the last few weeks, and like a couple more. The road to 500. But no, we'll do again. This is my chance to just do quick updates. Not I did do a little bit of building, just a little bit. I'm remaking this. This is going to be showcased at Brickworld Chicago. So stay tuned. Here we go. I've got my stuff. We're gonna add some. This is gonna get higher and higher. I may have to start doing a double stack. I don't know. Do people just keep going like this? I don't know. I've seen some pretty long ones. But anyways, Brickworld Chicago. We are just over 2 months out. I'm going to be taking a couple days off here and there to do some serious building. I've got to finish, at least get a couple builds done, and then I've got some other little minor projects. But I'm going to try to fill half a table is my goal. At least that's what I've submitted, so I should really stick to it. Last time I did, I think I still have it. I mean, I could pull it back up, maybe put some enhancements and pull it back out, but I don't think you should really put the same mock twice, so it's time to go in a different direction. But let's talk about this week. I've got really three main things. I was going to release a video from my Mercari haul, so I'm releasing that either Tuesday or Wednesday this week, so stay tuned for that. And then I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming. One of my streams I'm going to dedicate to this, and there actually may be a separate. This I got last year at Brickworld Chicago. Was a giveaway because they did an Earth, Wind, and Fire program, and so I was a volunteer, and then I also played in the competition too. And then as part of that, when you complete your quest, I got this set. I don't think I'm going to build this. It's a foreign one. I could review it and build it and do all that, but I think at the end of the day, I'm just going to pull it out and kind of showcase the cool parts that are in here. So, I mean, I could sell it, but I think there's enough parts in here that I'm interested in putting it in my collection. So that's number one. Number two is that these things are showing up in stores. These paper poly bags for Ninjago, and I think I kind of like it. I'm gonna try to one of these. I'm gonna keep. This is me being weird, but I kind of feel like this is $4.99. Real cheap little thing with 2 figures in it. So even if figures are worth $2 or $3, this is kind of worth it, right? Because you could just put them on Mercari for a couple bucks, sell the figures, and then keep the parts. I did notice there's a couple really good parts in here. There's about at least $1 or $2 worth of parts. I'm going to keep those. I'm going to sell the figures. If I'm not able to sell the figures, no harm, no foul, because I'll just keep them, because even like some of the accessories are really cool. These are almost like little monsters that I could use for Dungeons and Dragons. So maybe I'll keep them. Maybe I'll sell it. I don't know. I feel like my options are open, and so I got a couple of these puppies this week. Again, check your targets. There's some cool stuff. There's one other version of this too. It's only one figure. It's a nicer figure with a little bit more value, and I think that one's unique too. So like if it retires, I don't know the demand on this particular. I mean, again, but what's cool? One thing I will say about Ninjago figures is that you can use some of the torsos and different pieces. Like this one had even like it has the scarf for like an assassin, the black scarf. So that's really, those are some cool parts. So I'm pretty excited about paying a couple bucks. And then May 1st, there's going to be Lego is going to release some additional is going to do the new CMF. The current one is just basically a big costume party. Not interested. In the next one, there's like 2, 3, maybe even 4 CMF that I'm all in. I think I'm going to get. if I'm looking at like some of the value on some of these CMFs and some of the parts, and that, and again, I had a separate video that I did live where I kind of went through all the CMFs. That there's some value in there. I think you probably can command $8 to $12 for a couple of those figures, and so it's going to be worth, I think, getting a couple extra, banking it, and then selling them to kind of help fund other, more expensive CMFs, maybe to kind of like, grab some of the ones that I missed. It'll help offset those costs. The other thing is I do have a mystery purchase. You can see there's a Lego bag. I didn't get any sets, but check your Lego stores. The current one by us in Old Orchard in the Chicago area, the northern suburbs, that one hasn't really reloaded on too many new parts. There were about, I would say, 6 to 8 new parts that they kind of sprinkled in there. So you'll have to see those. I'll do a separate video on that. But there's definitely some good parts in there right now. Nothing like earth shattering where I want to get like a ton of them. But there was definitely, I packed this box up pretty good, I will say. So Will would be proud. The And then when Brickworld Chicago comes around, guarantee they're gonna bring out some. They usually order like a good dozen to 15 fresh cases of just unique brick for Brickworld Chicago. All the different Lego stores around the area kind of because there's just so many Lego fans coming in and mocked builders that are looking for parts. Boy, I really hope they can bring in some new tile and parts and different things, because it's like the same ones. But anyway, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a video later in the week. But I would say the big topic, and it was pretty exciting, and I really should have thought of, as I was going through it, different potential mocks to be doing. But it's been out for a couple weeks, but I finally got around to watching it, and they're slowly releasing episodes. I wish I could just watch all the way through. Maybe I should have waited a few more weeks so I could watch more episodes, but I just started watching Maul Shadow Lord, and I have to say, for technically a cartoon, right, or an animated series, it is intense. I mean, there isn't any blood, but I mean, it's pretty violent. I mean, it's Maul, right? And he's a criminal. He's part of he ran the old Shadow Collective, and remember, he was chopped in half and then saved by his brother, which they didn't really get into. Maybe they will get into it, but now he's back, and he's doing Maul-like things, and he's got the Death Watch on his side. So he's got the Death Watch. He must have obviously he went back to Dathomir and brought back some friends, some Zabrix. And then he also, he's got Death Watch, he's got the Zabrix, he's got like a nice thing going, and he wants to kind of stay in the shadows and build an empire, so that way he can feel powerful enough to be protected against the Empire. And it'll be really interesting, because once the Empire technically, they probably know that he's coming back, but once they know where he is, they're going to kind of go full force. But if he's got the power, he's going to be able to fight back. But it'll be interesting to see what Darth Vader and Admiral Thrawn are able to do to combat him. So we will definitely see. So anyways, that has been, if you have not seen Maul, the series yet, you have to see it. Just the music, the action, even the story is pretty solid. So Dave Filoni, shout out to you. It's very much like a dark version of a mix of Clone Wars and Bad Batch. So, but it's very dark and very intense, and it's got a lot of like Attack of the Clones vibes to it. I don't know. It feels like a movie. Like if you were to, I watched like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, and I'm like, this feels like a movie. The music is just intense, and there's some funny, really funny things. Like one of the robots out of nowhere said the word "Boo-Yah," and I'm like, you can't say "Boo-Yah" in the Star Wars universe. Like, hello, that's like chicken noodle soup in northern Wisconsin. Well, or just, I mean, obviously it's not just in Wisconsin, but like that's a human term. You can't say that. That's not in Star Wars common tongue, is it? I don't know. You tell me. But anyways, that the Maul Sith Lord is Boo-Yah, a big, big, awesome show, and you should go see it if you haven't already. So thank you so much for watching. I can hear the music. It's been going for a few seconds now, and thank you. We'll catch you on the next week for another episode of Journal Entry. Bye for now. Later. Boo-Yah.